Boom, we are alive, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be pontificating on the idea, will the altcoin season ever come? I'm going to be diving into that. So let's just start right off with the USDT dominance chart. Now, I want to start here in my conjecture focused on this little white circle. The reason being it's the first time we have broken below a multi-year support line for USDT. Now, as Bitcoin grew and the decentralized marketplace had all these new participants, many of which were scams, some of which I think offered unique potential value insight, jumped onto the scene, USDT became the kind of floodgate back and forth between Bitcoin and the rest of these assets. Bitcoin, in our thesis, has always been the North Star and guiding light and remained the strongest portion of what we thought people should hold. But I thought speculation in video games, how to onboard new people through collectibles, I thought there was a lot of fun that was taking place there. One of the things I think that's happened is that because you have such big market players like BlackRock, this dip below the multiple year support line for USDT is actually likely signaling USDT's eventual total death and decline. If you have the ability for massive amounts of capital to move in and out of USD without needing to use USDT, a big part of the mechanism that allowed for the altcoin season to happen was this flooding and sloshing back and forth between people taking profits and speculating around this kind of decentralized ecosystem that they had just profited from in general, about how to onboard more people and create new ideas, etc. Here, you have now a good amount of this. The sucking of the air of the USDT is coming from BlackRock. It's coming from huge ETFs and their essential relationship to the money printer. You have to remember that governments have infinite money printers, and if Bitcoin is about to be adopted by governments, which could very well be the case, the infinite money printer is going to try to accumulate as much of this asset as possible, driving up the prices and leaving much of the ecosystem behind. So part of my thought was, well, I've been kind of a Bitcoin maxi, but not always. I've always thought that a lot of this other stuff is fun, and I still deep down, I feel that's the case. I think that there's a lot of use cases and potentials for extrapolations on what the original technology offered to collaborate with Bitcoin. But for now, this huge move of money from the ETFs, etc., into Bitcoin via USD, I think it reduces the need for USDT. So here on the Bitcoin dominance chart, I suspect that we may have actually seen what will end up being a double bottom and a continual increase in the market, the dominance of Bitcoin, probably up significantly. Now, I think we're going to see another run in the alt space. I don't think it's totally over for them. We've seen good growth in a few of them. Sui, there was a few others since 2023, since we started following the birth of the bull market we are still in right now. But inevitably, I think it's all going to trend to Bitcoin just due to the ease of on and off ramps for USD. And that's for better or for worse, because I still do think that the rest of the decentralized ecosystem, decentralized finance, the ability to save and to try all to just create more of these unique function cases for what we would call digital internet, decentralized digital internet money. I thought it was a lot of fun. I hope that experiment continues. But at one point, I think we just got to accept the inevitable that the ETFs are such a big spigot for USD and how its close proximity to the infinite money printer, that dominance is going to continue to rise. And a lot of the big altcoin runs that we would normally get due to the sloshing back and forth of the capital is just not going to happen because the ETFs have absolutely zero way to do that for now. Maybe that changes. Maybe that changes for other assets and there's a Solana ETF or something like this. And I'm not going to bet against that. So we could see that in the future. But for now, that the proximity for BlackRock to be able to move hundreds of millions of dollars without having to touch USD or USDT ever or USDC is pretty interesting. So the last thing I wanted to go over here was Bitcoin's trading range. We are in a perfect trading range. Now I'm leaning bullish for this. I don't think we've seen a spring yet, so I'd be waiting to see a spring come through this trading range. One of the good positive aspects of Bitcoin being adopted by these bigger players and the closer relation to the money spigot is that we just get perfect trading ranges. We get picture perfect trading ranges as this asset grows. Look at the previous one here. Basically flawless. So I think that there is obviously benefits to these changes, but we just have to be aware that these things have changed. Look at this. It's like a perfect horizontal trading range with a perfect spring and then the perfect test kind of stepping stone out of here. Bing, 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 bing. So the Wyckoff method still works here really well. In fact, it's only getting cleaner and clearer. So Bitcoin is the North Star and guiding light. I think is going to become ever more important here because it's just going to soak up all the capital due to that relationship in the money spigot. And there's so much liquidity in Bitcoin trading, it just seems to make more sense too. Like if you're a trader, otherwise just keep investing in Bitcoin. That's the long time win answer we've always suggested. And it appears that at least that we were right about that. But I definitely don't feel like I was right about some of my gaming thesis. Maybe in the future that will change, but for now, I guess I have to be like, well, I was wrong. Nothing wrong with that. It's good to understand. I've been a big fan of Bitcoin for a really long time, so I don't feel like I led everyone astray. I've said time and time again that this is the North Star and the guiding light of the portfolio. But I was excited about video games and collectibles and ways to decentralize the trade things and put up money curve. It's so cool. It's so cool that you can you're able to play with this stuff. So hopefully we see again more of that experimentation come back. But anyways, just a quick little update. I think we're going to see a spring for Bitcoin, which brings us back down to like that $85,000 area. It'll probably push a lot of the rest of the alts down low. I think we're going to get one more big bounce for everything as Bitcoin runs up into that $200,000 mark, like I said. But as far as things are going, we're right along the path we thought we would be for Bitcoin, just not for everything else. So not so bad. Still right about the main feature. So anyways, this tea with the Arcane Bear. Leave your likes, your thoughts, your comments. I'm going to be coming back pretty religiously here. I really love the Arcane Bear community. I love what we built over the years. And I know there's a lot of stuff you guys want me to look at that I don't normally look at because it's just something I'm not invested in, like Tesla or XRP or whatever it is. But because I want to support you guys more along your way too, I'm going to start doing more data research pieces and just more chats. There's some new fun updates in my personal life. I'm no longer working with the fashion company. I believe I've met the love of my life. Yeah, I think. But we'll save that story for a little bit later. Anyways, Tea with the Arcane Bear. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you guys again on the next episode.